Hornaday trying to take over the 5th position.
Up into the top 5 is Hornaday is going to use the old chrome horn.
There goes a tire. I guarantee you that thing's going flat.
So Ron Hornaday taking the spot away from Todd Bodine. Hornaday up into the top 5. Bodine moves up the racetrack. Bodine needs a caution now. Timothy Peters goes by.
Thank you, Phil,
for agreeing with you, I'm sure.
Yeah, we had a little bit of a disagreement about where that truck would wind up when this race was over. He thought outside the top 10. Over. Man, I can't believe that tire hadn't blown out already.
Yeah, me either. Todd's continuing to fight, just desperately trying to catch a caution flag here to get to pit road. But meanwhile, losing many positions. Remember now, he came in this race 2nd in points to Kyle Busch. No, we know Kyle Busch is not going to run all the races, so theoretically Todd would be considered our leader, but now he's losing positions with every lap.
Todd Bodine was 25 points behind Kyle Busch coming into this race.
Look right there behind the 88, Jason White. He's been battling up toward the front all day long, trying to get inside the top 10. What a great run for Jason.
Jason right behind that 30 of Todd Bodine. Krista, what are they talking about?
Well, the crew is up on the wall ready just in case they're worried that they've got that tire rub the right front. He did get on the radio and said thinks it's going flat, but they are not in panic mode yet. The crew is ready if and when that tire goes down.
He knows right now that if he comes to pit road, he will lose probably 3 laps. Ron Hornaday is going to drive by Johnny Benson. That's the 4th spot right there.
And remember, he's about a quarter of a lap behind our leader, but his tires are newer. So in the next caution flies, there's
Jason
the caution.
White goes around.
No caution yet.
Caution.
It doesn't fly. Todd Bodine says, darn it.
Said no caution, keep digging.
Remember the last time we were at one of these truck races, the battle between the 2 and the 51 at Atlanta? Shaping up to be a replay of that.
Well, I tell you what, both of them have to be a little bit nervous about this long green flag run. They're both looking for fuel mileage, and they've talked about teams as far as laps that they need.
See, Jason White gets in the back of Matt Kraft, and that I would think that was probably the precursor to what happened to Jason here.
Yeah, and you generally better make sure if you hit somebody, you can get away from them until they calm down.
Kind of like Jimmy did yesterday, Jimmy Johnson, when he took the lead from Denny Hamlin.
He bought himself 2 or 3 laps, and by that time, Denny had gotten his emotions in check. What a great job by those 2 yesterday. I loved watching the highlights and the replays of that battle late in the race, and then hearing Denny Hamlin say, I love racing with these guys. They're the best in the world. Sometimes you just get outrun, and I think in that occasion, Jimmy Johnson drove a perfect race and got the victory.
Right now, Kyle Busch and Kevin Harvick are battling it up front. Adam, what are they saying about that 2 and fuel mileage?
They feel very good about it. I just went over and talked to crew chief Ernie Cope, said, are you good to go the distance? Have you got enough caution flags? And as we talk about Harvick, we have a spin with one of his young drivers on track.
Ricky Carmichael, there was also another truck involved in this. There was 2 trucks spinning along the backstretch when they came out of turn number 2. Let's take another look.
There's the 84 of Chris Fontaine on the outside. Ricky comes off turn 2. They make a little bit of contact, and then they get hung together. And Chris goes around, then Ricky goes around, gets into the outside wall.
Looked like Ricky had the same thing that sort of happened to Todd Bodine. He couldn't get his steering caught up. He got into the side of the 84 by certainly wasn't intended, but the truck just got to swarping back and forth, and he couldn't quite catch up with it.
Swarping?
Harry Gant.
Yep. That's what I thought.
I thought you were going to science it out for us once again.
See, Hermie Sadler right there does a nice job avoiding the 4 that made a little bit of contact. TNT on board Hermie's truck.
I don't care how much short track racing you've done to warm up for this place. You can't simulate Martinsville. There's no place like it on the circuit, and Ricky's had a tough day.
This is the ride that Ricky Carmichael just went on to bring out our 10th caution of the day.
Green
green flag back in the air for the Camping World Truck Series. Kroger 250 from Martinsville Speedway. Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick 1 and 2 as they enter turn 1 and 2.
But watch that 33 truck running fourth right now. Remember, he has the freshest tires of anybody in this group. There's a little bit of a question whether the 51 and the 2 will have enough fuel to get to the end. I think Kevin Harvick and the 2 definitely will. He pitted back on lap number 94, but Kyle Busch pitted way back on lap number 65.
Boy, Ron Hornaday feels good right now. He drives the outside of Skinner's, got those fresher tires, and he is making it work.
Hornaday taking third away from Mike Skinner.
Guess
so
who's next on the hit parade?
Yeah, his boss. Ron Hornaday right on the back bumper of the number 2 of Kevin Harvick. The fresher tires again for Ron Hornaday. Trying to make the move up through the field and get back to the front. Adam Alexander.
Rick, it's always nice when the boss pays you a compliment. Under that last caution, Harvick, who's running second, said, what about that 33 running back through the field? Hornaday in the top 5, and Harvick better not pay him off too much because it won't be long before Ron's trying to steal a spot from him.
Looks like Ron's run up against some competition he's not ready to deal with yet. Harvick, he was right on his bumper a lap or so ago, and Harvick's driven away from that 33 truck.
Yeah, Kevin actually got by the 13 of Johnny Sauter. The truck is so many laps down.
Speaking of laps down, the 30 of Todd Bodine again with some issues to the right front. Krista, have they got that all fixed?
Well, they hope so, Rick. They came in, they had to take just right side tires because they had to spend the time working to get the splitter out from underneath the right front tire. Well, they planned on coming back in for lefts, but they did not want to miss the restart, so it was just right side tires and some splitter damage for the 30.
I tell you, that tells you how tough these Goodyear tires are. I can't believe that tire didn't cut as hard as it was rubbing on that splitter, but it didn't.
And again, Todd Bodine stayed on the racetrack long enough for the caution to come out that wasn't caused by him, so he has not lost any laps. He's still on the lead lap, running in the 19th spot. Here's a battle for 9th, door to door. Dennis Setzer in the 8, Matt Crafton in the 88.
As we talk about these tires, the new right side tires that Goodyear has here. Well, Kevin Harvick just ran his fastest lap of the race just one lap ago, and remember, he put tires on back on lap number 64.
So over 130 some laps on his tires, and he just ran his fastest lap of the race, and it was the fastest lap on the track that lap. He's catching Kyle Busch.
Stacy Compton in the 60 on the inside, Matt Crafton in that 88 on the outside. Right behind them, Ken Schrader in the 52.
Schrader's done a good job. Kept that truck out of trouble, although it's all wrinkled up. Kept it heading in the right direction, we should say.
That's pretty normal, though, here at Martinsville. I mean, that's the type of damage you have on an uneventful day here at Martinsville.
Well, it's going to be eventful. We've got Kyle Busch and Kevin Harvick pulling away from the field. They run 1 and 2. It's going to be settled here shortly at Martinsville Speedway.